It's black and orange now. It's all in.
Yeah.
All right. Want to thank you. They told me 2 to 3 slides, so that's what you have 2 to 3 slides, and I'm going to try to do 5. I'd like to thank and actually congratulate every principal in this room, every teacher, every bus driver, every custodian, every cook. As Mr. President said, I promise you, if you've never been a principal, you can't be one without all those people helping you and getting behind you and supporting you. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You can be the best principal in the world, but if you don't have all these people here supporting you and getting behind you and helping encourage the kids, it doesn't work. So, Ms. Preston on her games, Mr. Haney on his, Mr. Quillen on taking over a really good school over there. Mr. Fletcher on his games, and Mr. Cassidy, who's not here, but you'll see here they have wonderful games down in his elementary too. So very proud of our district, and I want our kids to be proud that they go to school here, proud that they are a student of Martin County, not just because I'm a principal here or that I've taught here, but because I'm from here, I live here. I want them to be proud of who they are and where they come from. So, all right. I'm going to try not so that Mr. Meadows don't sing me down here. All right. If you'll see on the press release that you have, honors elementary staff and students on their accomplishments on last year's K-Prep assessments. You don't have to read all that. If you'll flip over to the back, it has a chart, and I'm going to go through just a few things here with you. First of all, our percentile rank at Inez Elementary they were in the 27th percentile, and we've been in a little disagreement on this. I think that's just elementary schools, how they are doing their percentile rank, and then they rank all the middle schools together, and then they rank all the high schools together in like 3 separate pods. So they were in the 27th percentile of elementary schools across the state, and now they are in the 41st percentile. So that is a huge gain. That may not seem like a whole lot of numbers, but there's what, 600, 700 elementary schools are there?
700.
So you jump that many schools to jump that. So that's very impressive. They had a 14% percentile rank gain. Their AMO was 51.8, which they had done a good job already. They only had to get to 52.8, and they surpassed that with 55.5. And I'm talking like they did because I can only tell you I wasn't in that building. So, but I can tell you they are working extremely hard this year, and I know they did last year too. So they had a 3.7 increase in their AMO. The achievement results, if you look at these, that's what you have up here. The science in 2012 was 89.4, which is remarkable, but you can see that they went all the way to 100. So we were at 100 in science with a positive 10.6 increase in that. Social studies was an 84.6, went all the way to a 95.9. I'll tell you how competitive they are. She was mad because she got 95.9 and somebody else got 100. She wants to be 100. She wanted to be top scorer. So 11.3 increase in social studies is phenomenal. Math went up 2.2 from 41.5 to 43.7, and the writing went up from 52.7 to 54.1 with an increase of 1.1 in the achievement results. Our reading, I'm not trying to hide that. I was just trying to highlight what we were doing. Our reading had a slight decrease in reading. It was very minimal, but our reading teachers are all over that already, and we've already targeted who we need to look at, what we need to do. That will go up. That's our goal. We will make sure that goes up. The percentile rank, that's what I was showing you here, where they were in 2012 and how far it went in 2013. Click that next one. That's the AMO, 51.8 to 55.5, which is a tremendous goal. I looked at some of the schools across the state. I know everybody says you don't need to compare, but I want to see how we measure up and where we're at. Some schools in the low 60s were proficient in elementary. So it's not like it's a task that we can't attain. And that's what I told the teachers out there when we met. I said, we're 10 students, moving to 10 students. I mean, we're moving 15 students. We can get there. We can do this. So our growth percentile was 40.8% growth in 2012. That went all the way up to 54.8%, which was a 14% increase in our growth scores. Right now, what we are doing as a school, we have implemented, right now, 2 days a week. Our goal is to be 4 days a week by January. I didn't want to call it orange zone, so I'm letting the kids make up something else because Robbie's got the red zone and Eden has the blue zone. So We're not doing the orange zone, so we're doing tribal zone. We're going to make it something else related to Indians. They actually, the kids wanted to name it certain tribes that they are working on in social studies that they have to learn in 5th grade. So we may actually do something like that, but that will start next week, actually. We're supposed to start this week, but we had a couple delays on that. Within our RTI block that we will do, it's from 8 to 8:45 in the morning. It's extensive what those students need. We took the MAP data, the KPRAP data, the teachers, what they feel that the students are. They group the students. They've got all the information ready. I'm using every person that's breathing in that building is going to have somebody they're working with. Somebody, I mean, I've got my attendance clerk is doing a newsletter. You get to the talented teacher that's in there. She's worked her schedule out so she can be there. She's doing an STLP where the kids are going to do a news broadcast. These are for the kids who are, these are enrichments. RTI is not just for the low end, but it's for the upper end too, so we're going to try to hit from the top to the bottom. The kids who meet certain growth criteria that we want them to meet, they will be allowed to select different things that they want to be a part of, like drama. I think that was your idea too, right? That you wanted the drama class. So we're going to put that in. We've got someone that's going to actually take them, and we're going to work on a play. They're going to get props, and in the spring, our kids are going to perform a skit. We took them over to me. Thank you, Mr. Meadows. He allowed us to take. My whole building was gone. That's not a very good thing to do. I had K1-2 gone to one play. I had 3, 4, 5 gone to another. But I want these kids to be able to experience these things. Some kids have never got to watch that and never got to be a part of it, and I want them to watch her too. So 3rd, 4th, and 5th went to watch her, and K1-2 went to watch me Memorial perform a skit at WR Castle. And before I even left, the kid said, "Why can't we do that? Why can't we?" And I'm like, "We can. We can do those things." So it was their kids that performed. They did a wonderful job. They done Cinderella. But so our kids are going to do one. They've already come up with some ideas they're going to do, and they're going to work on that through our RTI and enrichment. Plus, they'll have to work after school and things like that on that too. But so we are looking at that as a whole school-wide, that we're going to start implementing these things next week. We've already got the plan, the students, the groups, the people who are going to work, and they're going to do that. Our scores, I really think we can be a proficient school. I watch the teachers every day. I see the kids up there. I have no doubt. Yes, I set high expectations for the kids. I have high expectations for the staff. I expect them to be in there teaching. I expect that's what they get paid to do. I expect them to be in there doing that. But I think with the school and the personnel that we have up there, there's no reason why we can't be a proficient school. I believe that.
Okay, Michael, the thing with proficient, like you were talking about a while ago, like looking at scores,
yes.
That, say 10 students away, all you got to be in is in the top 30%. Right. And, it's not like you look at a 70 and, you're going to be proficient based on the top 30% of what the scores are. So, I mean, you could be very, like Sheldon Clark was.
We've been so used to looking at scores like you have to be 100 in order before you ever got recognized. And it's not that way. The way the scoring system is and the way this testing works, you can be in the 60s and still be where we need to be.
Yeah, I had 0 to 140. If you're in the top 30%, you're going to you're going to be proficient. I know Robbie has a thing he wants to go to proficient. You got to get top 10% for that, right?
Distinguished.
It's distinguished.
Have to get above the 64.4 index.
Huh?
Have to get above the 64.4 index.
So you got to be.
This year, that's what you're going to get.
No, we had to get 58.0 last year to be proficient, 64.4 to be distinguished.
So do you think that's realistic? Oh, I think it's good. I think it's good to shoot for.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask, I was going to mention this, this was Ms. Preston also. So any other principal this year, just let us know. Like Mr. Mills, is there anything that you need that will help you, continue your progress or the good job you're going to help? I mean, we need to know, we need your input. What can we do to help you? What do you need? What can we do as a board to help you get there where you want to be? Get our kids there. So if you can think of anything, please let us know.
Someone to work on technology and not be. I go around every day doing that. Any other questions for me? I thank you for your time. Thank you, Mr. Meadows, for being here. Thank all of you all for being here too. Try to be short and sweet, but if you've got questions I can answer. I've been looking at these numbers for 2 months. That's all I do. I love to look at it. So, questions?
Have any problems? Go, Red Devil.
Yeah, don't change that on there now.
Mr. Quillen, Elementary School.
Yeah, speaking of Warfield, here we go. Well, like the email said when we got it, it was 2 or 3 slides would be pretty good.
So you brought 2?
I like to do what they ask me to do. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Were you left in good shape?
I'm left in good shape.
That's good.
We have a lot of goals. Well, this is our mission statement. In a safe, nurtured environment, the staff of Warfield Elementary School will educate all students to reach high levels of academic performance. We accept the responsibility to teach all students. And next slide. Now this, you can see the scores that Warfield achieved. In reading, I put all of them up here. Reading actually went down a few points. And that's one of our major targeted areas. I'll show you that in a moment. Math went down about 3 points. Science, we had a gain of about 4 points. Science is at a high level of 85.3. Can't complain too much about that. Social studies is also at a high level, even though they went down also. Our writing score was a huge increase from 41 to 58. And language mechanics, it also went down. So we actually went up in 2 areas. That would be writing, and that would be science. So those 2 areas are things that were increased. But there were nice increases, and all the other scores were close. They were good scores to begin with. And still getting good scores. Of course, we want better scores. I mean, all of us say something good isn't always good enough. We want to get better. So that's our goal, to get better. Some of the things from the last year compared to 2 years, Warfield, I say we, I wasn't there, but Warfield went from the 28th percentile in the state all the way up to the 55th percentile in 1 year. Almost doubled. That's a 27-point increase. So it's a huge increase. They really, and you can look back at that science score, look back at that writing score, those things really helped us increase that much. The overall score went from 51.9 up to 58.7. That put them up to the 55th percentile. It means we're in the top 45% of schools. That also means we're only 15% away from being a proficient school. We're not far away. Not too far. We're getting really close. We are a progressing school. Not just needs improvement, we are progressing. And we showed a lot of progress. So the needs that we have started. We've already started an RTI program this year, our intervention. And the intervention started yesterday, as a matter of fact. We grouped all of our 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders according to their K-Prep scores, their state scores. And we also looked at math scores. 3rd graders came out of 2nd grade, so they didn't have a test score. We grouped them according to, we have some 3rd graders, 4th graders, and 5th graders all in the same classroom. We have about 13 different teachers with these kids trying to get small groups, get small group instruction, and we are doing reading is what we're doing. Straight 50 minutes, 2 to 250 every day. 50 extra minutes of reading. That goes along with the regular classes that they have. They have over an hour of reading to begin with. So now we have an extra 50 minutes of reading every day. Our goal, like I said a moment ago, we want that reading score to go up. Now, if your reading scores go up, your social studies is going to go up. That's reading. Your science is going to go up because that's reading. Writing's going to go up. You got to know how to read to write. Math's going to go up. You have to be able to read math now. It's not just a math problem anymore. So that is our main focus, get that reading score up. So we're trying this first for 9 weeks. Then we'll take our math test again, see where our kids are, then regroup. Our highest level kids, distinguished kids, they are currently doing different things in different groups with about 4 different teachers. They're doing arts and humanities. They're doing extra math. They're doing extra reading. They're doing just a lot of different things, whatever the teachers want them to do. And there's also a possibility we'd take those kids and do some peer tutoring with some of the lower level kids. Get them in with those kids also to help out. Our biggest problem at Warfield is the value that a lot of the parents see toward an education. We are a low-income district, a low-income school, very low income. We have a lot of parents that just don't see the value. You say the value all the time. See the value of an education. Trying to change that somehow, trying to get these kids in school. We were the lowest school last year as far as attendance. Right now we're at about 94%. Last year, for the year, it was a little over 90%. And but we're trying to do extra little incentives just to get the attendance. If their kids are at school, they will get better. So we got to target that. We have that intervention program. We also have reading recovery with Miss Teresa's step. I know one kid already this year increased from a first grade reading level to a fourth grade reading level. And that's in 6 weeks. So that's also an intervention. We also have Lexia reading with Miss Johnny Jude. Awesome teacher. She's a retired teacher. She comes in half a day. She does a great job with those kids, second graders. So every grade level has an intervention now. But the main one is the intervention with third, fourth, and fifth grade and all the grouping, 50 minutes worth of extra reading every day. So hopefully that's what I wanted to tell everybody what we're doing. So that's our intervention program. That's what we're doing it for. But I wasn't there last year. They did great increases statewide, so we're reaching for that proficient distinguished school. And I did hand you guys a paper just explaining the math of how these state scores come about. I put the calculations down there just so you could see, because I was a board member once, and I remember a lot of people just didn't understand the scores. You know what the heck they meant, so I kind of did some math for you just to show you how that happens. Just give you an idea using Moorfield scores. So hopefully you can look at that and clarify a few things for yourselves. Any questions?
I'm sure graduate of Tomahawk.
Yes.
Tomahawk was always a very, very good school. I mean, I've
I
read
have
the
a lot of
history.
great teachers over there. I can name every one of them. Good remember.
So you hope to do the same thing at Warfield?
Oh, yeah. I guarantee you, they remember my brother. I was the good one.
I didn't know there were two of you all.
I was the good one. We always. And the intervention, how we grouped everything, I based it on what we did at the high school also. Just working with Mr. Fletcher the last few years. One year I did all the math intervention, and then we did the red zones, and I based what we're doing at Warfield on what we did at the high school. So I mean, that came from Mr. Fletcher. Dr. Fletcher.
Mr. Brent Hayden, County Middle School. I never knew a whole lot of Terry other than the thing that I remember most of Terry is the Pete and repeat shirts that I saw going around the high school at one time. That was his twin brother. By the way, they said I get 16 minutes since I'm doing IDS and Moorfield, so just for the record there.
Singing down.